to Monday Night Live, aka 94 Feet of Life. Trav in the building, Ron in the building. Ham will be back, but it's for a great reason. Shout out to Mother Ham. Happy birthday to Jay Ham's mother. So Ham is out celebrating with her as he should. So the promo that we promised will be on the way. But Ham is gonna get the whole floor to himself. It's gonna be an ISO situation. And he gonna let you know what's happening with Memphis. So tonight we talking Western Conference, the Western Conference final. I'm saying Western Conference final. I'm excited for the Western.
It's like that. It's
Hey,
like
whoever ends up in the Western Conference finals, it's gonna be good.
right.
But we talking the Western Conference tonight. Trav in the building, Ron in the building. Remember, subscribe to the YouTube, notifications on, like the video as always. Shout out to the 94 Feet of Life Facebook group. Trav, we've been talking about this for about a week, and we had a good talk with the East, but this West is gonna be there are so many, not just storylines, narratives, but just the depth of the conference is crazy.
Right. It's the top names. We know it's gonna be the Denver's. We know Minnesota is making a lot of noise. Um, a lot of expectation is with OKC all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Uh, Again, they are a nice looking roster put together. With Hardenstein coming there too, yes, that's going to be nice for them. And then you got your bottom tiers are the feared ones, like the Golden States. You still got LA off in there.
Right.
New Orleans. I'm gonna tell you something about New Orleans. The Lakers are lucky last year that Zion got hurt. They are very, very lucky because their game was over with. There was nothing they could do with Zion. But we're looking to see a slimmer, trimmer, and more athletic version of him this year, along with DeJounte Murray coming over there. Also, uh, Houston, young, athletic.
Yeah.
They got old boy coming back. I don't even want to butcher his name.
Yeah.
Senegal
Oh,
or
so Sanguine.
Sangier, whatever. Again, I don't want to butcher his name, but the
Yes.
guys, and they got Big Blue Nation over there, Shepard. They got him over there too, and man, they're just explode. They're an explosive team. Again, Sacramento still out there with DeMar DeRozan over there now.
Right.
Um,
You talk about the West.
whew,
The only two teams in the West who I don't think are going to be any factor are really like Portland and Utah. Everybody else is going to be either somewhere, but the other 13 teams in the conference, you got somebody who is either a title contender, a really good team, a playoff team, or somebody fighting for the play-in. And even San Antonio, I think San Antonio had an outside shot at the play-in because Chris Paul on every team except for Golden State, and I think that Golden State thing was just an odd fit. I don't think it was ever going to work. But if you look at when Chris Paul is your starting point guard, your team gets better. Like that's New Orleans, that's the Clippers, that's Houston, Phoenix, every
even OKC.
Oklahoma City. Every team he's been on gets better. So, and we haven't even talked about Dallas, who has added Klay Thompson now.
Dallas,
Yeah.
and most importantly, the team that has everybody coming back, and that's Memphis. Memphis may be the most scariest team in the Western Conference.
Listen, we gonna save Memphis for Ham's promo, but I will say this: if Memphis is whole for most of the year, they are a top 4 seed. It's just going to be a matter of it. They've basically been hurt for a year and a half. It's just been injury after injury. Ja in and out the lineup. Like Memphis, if they could have a that whole team together, it's tough. We're gonna let Aaron talk about that. Let's start with the defending champions, Dallas. 5 seed last year. They make the run. A whole season now, Luka, Kyrie and Luka together now for a second whole season. They added Clay. Where you see Dallas at? We just gonna kind of hit on everybody in this next half an hour.
The thing with Dallas to me, Dallas is a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. They're top 5. I think they're top 5. The thing about Dallas is Dallas offensively, I am not worried about them. I am not worried about them. The way they play defense in the playoffs, how they rotated, how they double on folks and then got off them, helping recover. That is the thing that I have to see in 82 games in order for them to be like, oh, this is a top 3 team.
Correct.
They have the players to do it. Luka got to show me he's in better shape too. He has to show me he's in better shape.
Yeah, I think if you're Jason Kidd, and Luka has not been injury prone. I mean, Luka's had he's been banged up. He's not somebody who's missed games.
Right.
I think if you're Jason Kidd, yes, Luka is not an old man, but I think you really have to watch his minutes and let him kind of build up to those playoff minutes. Because Luka's a guy, like he can play high 30s, low 40s minutes. He's gonna handle the ball. He's the scorer, the creator. He is the offense.
Right.
I think J Kidd got to manage that a little bit more. Again, Luka not injury prone, but he's got to manage his minutes and kind of build up to those big minutes.
That is correct.
But you're right though, Trav, with Lively and Gafford, and PJ Washington, like they got a lot of things they can do.
I like that team. I'm talking about even with Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Clay, that spreads that floor even more for Luka Doncic, for Kyrie to do what they do. Because when they had what's my guy name? They let go to get Clay.
Well, Derrick Jones went to the Clippers.
Derrick Jones, of course, he's gonna shoot it, but he wasn't as much of a threat. It wasn't like, okay, if I get to him late, it's a good chance that he ain't gonna make me pay.
Right.
You go over there with Clay, with that mentality, you're gonna get burnt.
Yeah.
You're gonna get burnt because he can hit that 8 out of 10 times easy.
Right.
That's at 80%. He's gonna hit that shot. You can't leave him open like that. So that floor is started spreading and it's balanced for them, especially with that screen and roll action with the Lively or Gafford.
Lively and Gafford on the rim run, PJ
Right.
Washington
So
in the
it's
corner.
spread, especially if Clay is on the left or right side. You run that screen and roll where that roller is on the same side as a Clay Thompson if he's lined up on the corner of the angle. Because that man can't help. That's ice. That's an ISO for that screen and roll action. So either him or Kyrie, Luka or Kyrie can do that.
I think for Dallas, the whole thing is Kyrie, Luka, kind of making sure Kyrie and Luka are there in the playoffs. I don't think the seed matters to Dallas. I don't think Dallas is a team that needs to be in the top 3. Dallas can check in at a 4 or 5 and still be dangerous.
Right.
Now, the team they knocked out of the playoffs last year, and we talk about this all the time. Now you're playing with the expectation. and that's Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, I think last year was a little bit of a surprise. I think they got to a place last year. It progressed a little bit quicker than people thought. They get into they get to the next round.
Mhm.
They lose to Oklahoma. They lose to Dallas in a
Yeah.
six game series.
Right.
They add Hardenstein. They add Alex Caruso. Now I'm hearing 58 wins, 60 wins. Like some places, the clear number one seed. Oklahoma City, I want to see them play with their weight now.
Oklahoma City can put a lineup on the floor that is 6'5" and taller,
Yeah.
tall, athletic, can shoot, can get rebounds, can go on a break on both ends of the floor. The thing about Oklahoma City is not their style of play. It's just the fact that they're not feared.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have that fear factor, like Dallas, you fear Dallas.
Right.
Luka, Kyrie, you fear. Your objective is to stop them. Yes, you have SGA on your team. SGA is a MVP candidate on walking on the floor on game one of the NBA season. He's top three. He's top three. Yes, you got to stop him. His mid range is magnificent. He gonna get to the rack. He know how to draw fouls. He know how to do it. He know how to do it all. The William guys, Chet Holmgren. Chet
Yeah.
Holmgren is gonna be one of the ones, man. Chet, Chet does it all. Both ends. Does it all. But at the end of the day, you don't. It's tough for a team to win 58 games and be like, we can beat them.
Right. I think, and to your point, with Oklahoma City, and it's not necessarily SGA. I think SGA has shown me he can be the best player on the title. Like last year was like the coming out party.
Right.
What I need to see from them though is going to be, is it Jalen Williams or is it Chet? Who becomes, I'm not saying this with disrespect, who becomes the real second guy? The guy who you like, if SGA is off tonight or they doubling SGA or whatever, who's gonna be the second guy that can take advantage of that? Jalen Williams? Is it Jalen Williams? Is it Chet? Because I don't think, because Trey, to your point, we still haven't seen the full capabilities of Chet.
And
I'm
that's
big.
why I'm saying, like what you just said, Jalen Williams, he always it's like he seems like he's that guy. I think it should be Chet, but has Chet shown or put in enough to be that guy? He'd have had spurts,
Right.
but there's somebody that's knocking down a shot besides SGA is Jalen.
Right. And Jalen Williams was a 19 points a game guy. Quiet 19.
Right.
He's like, oh wow, he
You
did
didn't
that
know?
19.
You didn't know.
But as we talked about, now I need a loud.
I need it loud. It need to be felt. It need to
Yeah,
be
yeah, be
felt.
felt.
Um, and I think a player that was like that, he was like that before, but for some reason, man, when he get the point, same way. It's Desmond Baines. Desmond Baines was the same. Desmond Baines was the same way. Yeah, and he was like, okay. Yeah, now it's like, oh, okay.
Right. So I think Oklahoma City, I have them as a number one seed in the West. I don't necessarily know if they get out of it, but we gonna. you know, I need to kind of see the development of what happens with Jalen and Chet before I declare them.
Right.
Before I declare it. Now, in that same note, you got Denver. Now, we talked about Oklahoma City. They gained Hardenstein. They gained Alex Caruso. Denver's had some losses. Denver lost KCP. And I think a lot of people don't understand how valuable KCP was to that team. KCP picked up a lot of the defensive load on the perimeter for um, Denver. That's tough. So you're gonna have uh, Braun. You're gonna have Julian Strouder. You're gonna have Peyton. Peyton from UCLA. They're gonna have some younger guys who now have to step into that. So, Trav, when you look at the champs from 2023, what you looking for?
Black has got to step up, man.
Who's Blackish, Trav?
You know who he is. You know who he is. Say it for the people, man. You know who it is.
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. has to step it up. Michael Porter Jr. cannot be a person at his size and his ability to play the game. He has to play the game on both ends at a high level.
Can't be a passenger.
Can't just be a passenger at this point. Him and Russell Westbrook. I was watching them play the other day. You know, most of the times they'll put Russ in the corner. Russ is not a corner type guy. Russ has to keep moving. So if Russ, what I was saying was Joker was putting Russ in pick and roll actions. You got to guard that because Russ can go up with authority with him. You making him his percentages better because instead of him being away from the rim taking shots, he's going towards the rim. He's either getting fouled or he's getting and ones or he's dunking, or when you help off on that, that's a swing in the corner to Porter.
To Porter, yep.
Or that's to or you got Gordon. You got Gordon in the dunker spot. So when I seen it, I was like, I liked it. I liked it. Because you're getting all five players involved. You're not just having him stay in his corner.
And that's what made them so good when they won the championship was the ball movement, guys were involved. I'm gonna tell you the other guy on their team, and I'm not even doing this because he got his money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jamal Murray had a really tough playoffs. And if you want to use the summer as any gauge, he wasn't very good in the Olympics. Now that could be, I don't think that's the greatest to gauge. But Jamal Murray, I think now has to play. I need the bubble Jamal Murray. The Jamal Murray that was in the bubble, I need that one. I need the Jamal Murray in 2023 that the Lakers had no answer for.
No answer for. None.
I need that guy. I need that one because he had a really kind of up and down season. This playoff is kind of patchy. Staying in that direction, we move up to Minnesota. The big trade. Trey, I'm going to give your thought on this. I have gone back and forth about this trade for about a week. Some days I'm like, you know what? That was a great move for the Knicks. Some days I'm like, man, that's a great move for Minnesota.
I never seen a preseason game played like a postseason game until last night.
Yeah. They played that like it meant something.
And what I seen from Minnesota, they still clicking. They are clicking. And wait till when Randall come in that lineup. with the force and velocity that he has, and he don't
Mm-hmm.
settle, he just attack because can't nobody stop him from going to the left. Can't stop him. I don't know why he going left. You can't stop him, but you get that toughness. You get that toughness out of him. That's what Randall brings. And DiVincenzo had a few choice words to Danny Brunson over there.
Dante bringing the chip. I think the guy to me, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. The guy who to me could be really impactful for them early is Dillingham. Because
Big Blue Nation, man.
if you watched Minnesota last year in the playoffs, they really struggled at times in the shot clocks or just simply, if it wasn't Anthony Edwards creating his own, they struggle with shot creation at times. Dillingham, even if it's 15, 20 minutes a night, with that shiftiness, with that dribbling ability, with his ability to create off the dribble, he off that bench, because I'm assuming Conley's gonna be getting the bulk of the minutes still. But he could be that spark plug off the bench early and give them something they did not have.
He doesn't have to be Maxi, but he has to
No.
be Maxi-ish.
Yeah.
He ain't got to do too much because you already got a player that can do the most. He can do the most. Nobody can do what he does. But you take that load off him so he can still keep his energy. That's what Minnesota needs from Dillingham.
Yeah. Dillingham is important. I think now Julius Randle's gonna give them. He can give them, Cat was really pick and pop. Julius gives you again somebody who can create a little bit off the dribble. The key with Julius is just gonna be not settling.
Right.
When Julius does not settle for that jumper, he's tough. He's real tough. But when he settles for it, he becomes a little bit normal.
Right.
Minnesota right now, if you had to pin me down to pick somebody to go to the finals out the West, I would pick them. If I had to pick somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I can't just disagree with you on that. I think they are ones, and dude, it's just a team that's I gotta see at least 20 games. If it works the way it works, that it's supposed to work, and they added that key and they added that piece to it, it's Phoenix.
Right. Now we're gonna fly from Minnesota all the way southwest to Phoenix. Trav, let's talk about it. Phoenix are they gonna be healthy?
That's the thing. You ain't got Devin Booker on the ball no more. So everybody that's hollering about Devin Booker needs to be off the ball, you ain't got to worry about that no more.
Tyus Jones is big for them.
Tyus Jones is going to take care of all of it. You're going to have a three-guard system. You're going to have a three-guard system where they're going to make you defend them, then they defend you. Because as long as number 35 is there, you still on his time. You are on his time as long as he's in the game because his mid-range is impeccable. The way he scores is just impeccable.
I think what Tyus does for me is he can, KD and Booker don't have to do so much to get the shot. You can get it to Kevin Durant in that sweet spot of a mid-range. He can just get it.
Getting it. Coming off that pin down.
Coming off
that floppy. Coming off from the one side to another. Or he just get down there getting posted up. You pushing them out from the box to 15 where they want to be at anyway.
Where he want to be in. So I think Brad Beal, again, he got to be up.
He missed 30 games. Missed about 30 games last year.
A lot of game. Phoenix is a Phoenix is the team. Whereas if they're healthy, you'd be like, ugh, I wouldn't want to play them in the first round. Because like you say, Trav, KD is good for a game. KD good for a game. Booker
Booker
good
good
for a
for a
game.
game. So it should be no reason to be swept this year if they were to make it to the playoffs. It's no reason to be swept. It's no reason. When healthy. And speaking of health, you still got them guys down there in California. They gotta get
Okay, which guys? Because to me this.
the Lakers have always been more healthier than the Clippers.
Okay, so let's start with the Lakers. Let me say this: first time head coach in JJ Redick,
Oh,
and they didn't really do anything to improve the team. It's still D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves in the backcourt. You still got AD playing center, even though he specifically said
I don't want to play center.
he
He screamed, he keeps screaming, he keeps screaming this. And the only time y'all listened to him was in COVID. It's just some people just, I mean, why are you trying to make this guy to be something that he's not? He's telling you that he's not. He plays the way that he plays that way.
But you know what the problem is? I know people think that, 94 feet don't like LeBron. Okay. The problem is LeBron has to play four full time. Because LeBron, despite how wonderful a shape he's in at his age, LeBron can't chase people around on the wing. LeBron has to play four. LeBron James can only play four at this point in his career. He can't play anything else. He either play in point, or he either got to play point guard and literally bring the ball up the court, or he got to play four. He can't play anything else.
You try to hide him with Rui, but Rui be getting exposed also because he's a three, and you're trying to play him at a 4 or 5 spot.
Rui is really a four too. Rui really is a small
He's a
ball four.
three. He's a 3-4. He's a 3-4. He's a small forward slash can play the power forward
And then
spot
you got
and small.
Jared Vanderbilt don't give you enough offense to really play like that small forward. So the Lakers, to me, it's another 42, 43 wins. Maybe they get to play in. It's fine.
The Lakers are built to put asses in seats. They are that. They are built to put the people in these stands. And I'm not just saying they're trying to put the best product on the floor because, of course, you have LeBron. But when you bring his son there, that is the way to put the asses in these seats. They're not even worried about the 40. 42 games is fine. Making the play in is fine. Making the playoffs is great at this point. Their job now, you would want to say they mean we're going for a championship, but making it to the playoffs is a victory for them.
Now on the other side well, we used to say the other
Well,
side.
they used to go to the hall, but they got a multi-billion-dollar estate over there.
Listen, they got a multi-billion-dollar estate with a 10-cent roster. Now you talk about the team. If they're the team that has a dramatic fall out of the playoffs, it's them. It's the Clippers.
Still,
Because I am firmly convinced, Trav, and it's sad to say, but I believe this is true. If you get 60 games out of Kawhi Leonard, you're lucky.
you got a victory. You got it.
He just not he and losing Paul George. Now, this is to me, Steve Ballmer's a smart man. He knows way more than I'll ever know. I would have never given Kawhi Leonard that extension. I would have took the risk that he was unhappy and maybe walked for free in a year. But your hopes are whatever the Clippers may be able to do in the postseason depends on Kawhi Leonard being there. And he has shown you for the last 3 years he's just not there. And now James Harden, who I think still in his mind believes he's in Houston. He's what, James Harden, 35, 36.
They're slick aging over there too. Kawhi is just not no young pup either.
Yeah, Kawhi's older, hurt all the time. Harden is 35, 36. Like, I think they could end up out of the playoff.
And I want to say they're banking on PJ Tucker to find a good trade for them to benefit off of.
Yeah, they trying to get Tucker out there, but they don't even have like a young player who you like, we making room for this.
They're banking on something. They're banking on something. I don't know what it is, but Ballmer and them, they're banking on something because they actually have Tucker he's trying to find a trade. Now you put yourself in a position as a 3-and-D guy.
Mm-hmm.
3-and-D guys don't even exist in this evolution of the NBA at this point.
Changing.
It has changed so much. And I'm gonna tell you, if you still believe in 3-and-D guys playing in today's game, ask Patrick Beverly. Ask Patrick Beverly where he at right now.
It's different
Patrick
time.
Beverly's in China.
It's different time.
Different time.
Now, swinging up to Northern California, we got. Let's start with Light the Beam.
Ooh.
Here's my thing with Sacramento. Sacramento was one of the best offenses in the league like 2 years ago. They were a great offense. They fell off on the defensive end. They also have the issue is that this year they're going to play with this really small lineup. You're going to play Fox. I think they're going to start. I cannot remember his name. Escapes.
I think is it Keegan Murray?
Keegan Murray's going to start at the 4 this year.
And Sabonis is going to be at the 5.
You have Sabonis, Murray, DeRozan. And then there's Fox, and there's a young, I cannot think of his name. But basically, Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk are going to basically lead the second unit.
The second unit.
Sacramento will be able to score. The points will not be a problem. My issue with Sacramento is going to be: are they going to be able to rebound and play defense enough to win consistently?
Again, another team that's trying to make the team that plays against them play their style than them playing their style.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, Sacramento. That's gonna be tough.
And then you got Golden State in this really big transition period. And this is to me what's happening with Golden State, Trav. And you know this. You remember your homeboy from high school, or the guy in high school who was like the man. Whether he was the star athlete, he was the man with the ladies, he was the most popular, he was the guy. You see him at that 20-year high school reunion. Face still looked the same. Hairline, a little pushback.
He looked the same, but he ain't looking.
He looked the same, but he ain't the same.
Yeah, I already know.
And let's Golden State right now.
It's Golden State. That is Golden State all in a nutshell.
And this is what I'm afraid is gonna happen, Trav. People gonna look at Steph Curry them last two games in the Olympics, and they think that's what's gonna happen all the time. When the reality is that man is gonna be 37 in March.
And he's still making people get in that cold tub.
He still is, but who is gonna be so to me it becomes is Wiggins, Kaminga. One of you two gotta Steph needs another 20-point score on the floor. Who's it gonna be?
Because Buddy Hield ain't gonna be it.
I don't think Buddy Hield, because Buddy Hield to me, Buddy Hield, if Buddy Hield was your sixth man, it'd be great. But DeAnthony Melton is a very good defensive guard. Doesn't score enough. Buddy Hield is better as a six man. So to me, Wiggins or Kaminga, shout out Germ, because Kaminga, that's his guy.
That's his guy. That's his guy.
One of them two gotta be better than what they've been. And I think even that maybe makes Golden State a 6 seed. I think they just fighting against the inevitable at this point.
Golden State has one of the most superpowers players in today's game. He can win so many games for you, but he needs help.
Right.
And that's going to be the problem. He cannot do what he was doing in 2017, 18. Shit, the stuff in 2022 when they won it, it was kind of tough for them.
Right. And I think that's the thing that I think people got to remember, man. Like, as phenomenal as he is, 36 is still 36. 15 years in the league is still 15 years in the league. And there are going to be nights where it's like, man, Steph done went 9 for 12, 7 for 7 on threes. He got 32 points. And then they're going to be nights like, there were these nights last year. Steph 4 for 12, 1 for 8 from 3. Like, and that's expected because he's older. They're going to have to find another guy. Is it Kaminga? Is it Wiggins? Is it Brandon Podziemski?
They got to be
somebody else on that perimeter's got to help.
As the words of the best power forward to ever play the game of basketball once said, Father Time is undefeated.
Undefeated. Now, have we hit everybody? We talked about Portland and you.
We talked about them. Let's give a quick glance at the bottom. I would say not bottom, but they can scare you at any moment. And it's 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Houston.
Yep.
New Orleans.
Yep.
And San Antonio.
That's what we meant. Okay. New Orleans. The question for New Orleans is simply going to be 2 things. Do they have enough size? Do they have enough size?
But our team ain't going to help.
If that rumor about Herb Jones at the center is true, that ain't gonna get it. I love Herb is one of my nephews,
especially in the West.
That's asking a lot. And Zion, 70 games.
Stay healthy.
70 games. New Orleans is a team who could be. They could be a Memphis. Were you talking about them in that 4th, 5th seed? Mm-hmm. But if Zion continues to be unreliable and they don't solve the size issue, New Orleans could very easily be in the play-in again.
New Orleans is a real matchup problem for teams like the Lakers.
Yep, because they can.
Because everybody you have for LA, I have these same players, but they're younger.
Yeah, they have the athleticism. They're younger. They're quicker. It's just that that game becomes Mud Island.
And you gotta push this pace. You don't let them walk it up.
Yeah, right.
Houston,
Houston, Houston is an interesting. Houston, you got Shepard, Van Fleet, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Cam Whitmore, Big Alper. They got a lot. They kind of got Oklahoma City of like 2, 3 years ago, where you kind of got a lot of pieces. You got a lot of young guys,
yep.
and it's going to be how does that group mature and come together?
They are, I want to say Houston is 1 year away of being 1 year away.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out Fran Fraschilla, 1 year away. One,
Not 2 years or 3 years. They are 1 year away because the talent is there.
yeah.
It's just it's the maturity. Can my coach, what's my coach name? I can't. Oh,
Udoka.
Udoka. If Udoka can keep their head on straight, they can hit a lot of teams upside the head during this regular season
Yeah.
because people is going to underestimate Houston just being Houston, but Houston is actually a good team. They're a good young talented team.
Now your Spurs. We hit on him a little bit earlier. Let's come back to him. The guy, the guy on the Spurs, other than the obvious, because we know who the main ingredient is.
We know who the man. We know who the man there. We
We know
know.
who the man is there. The guy though I want to see Trav is Darius Darius Vassell.
Vassell is not going to start the beginning of the season, which
Oh,
which is news that I got not too long ago.
ugh.
It's thinking something with his foot or something like that. I'm not for certain, but
Mm.
he should be coming back. He should be coming back soon. So that's where Harrison Barnes have to show face. That's where Keldon Johnson has to show face. They have to show face. With Chris Paul there, that puts the other Jones brother as a backup. So now he will be able to learn to pass the ball because you can get stuff easier when you pass the ball.
Right.
I think Chris Paul is going to bring a culture of what San Antonio used to be because San Antonio always passed the ball well when they had Tony Parker, when they had Amanu Ginobili and other guards it was overpass
Yeah.
bench shot. That's going to be the thing. Defensively, sit on the one. Sit on the one. He's going to do one of three things. He's going to block it to the stands, he's going to block it to himself, or he's going to block it to a teammate to where you go.
Start to break. I am really I'm so intrigued by what Wemby can become if this is where Chris Paul helped. This is where Chris Paul and Trey Jones really help. Because I think you have 2 point guards now who understand that the ball needs to go to him rather than what we saw last year at times where guys were just flat out ignoring him.
It's obvious.
And we saw Wemby in the Olympics on that stage with the pressure of the home nation.
Come on, man.
He was he was as good as advertised in that setting. I expect Wemby to go up to about that 25 point a game level this year. I don't know if he's going to be a huge rebounder, but that's okay. I think the shot blocking will be what it is. I expect Wemby like first. I expect Wemby to contend for like first team All NBA.
How we say Devin Booker is going to come back or better from the Olympics for the
Mm-hmm.
USA, Wembyama is going to have that same phase going for him coming from the Olympics as an international player.
Yeah.
I really do believe that this man, man, I don't care about Rudy Gobert. He was the defensive player of the year
Yeah.
by
Wem,
far.
with Wemby, because Wemby's ability to not only change block shots, change shots, but Wemby at 7'4", 240 to be able to slide his feet and the ground he can cover. I think if he don't, I think he's the candidate for defensive player of the year. I think he's the leading candidate for defensive player of the year right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Mm-hmm.
in today.
Yeah.
Utah and Portland, y'all just in the Cooper Flags
Yeah, the
sweepstakes.
Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Big shot. I watched game 2 of the WNBA finals last night.
Liberty turned the water off.
Liberty turned it off,
Turned the water
and
off.
it was time, except for game 1. It looked it like it. It
The
looked
Liberty
at a lot of because they was up by 18 again.
they were up by 18 again. What they did, they just was able to get that focus back.
They focused back, and Breanna Stewart is unbelievable. She I mean that now Lainey Hamilton was key. Yeah,
Lane Hamilton.
she was very much key. For the Liberty to pull this off, they need that from everybody. They need Sabrina Ionescu to still put up her 20 piece or however it may be. She need to do that at all times.
Right.
But her and Vandersloot, they be having hell on their hands guarding that Williams girl because that is like the Tony Parker of women basketball.
Courtney Williams is a really tough cover.
Jesus,
I
she
think
is so. Oh God.
what the Lynx gonna have to. I think for the Lynx now you won one, so you're not in trouble. You got the one. You're going back
Protect
home
home.
for two.
Gotta protect home.
What I would again, we're not here for comic book basketball, but I would tell Fee,
If you gotta go, you
you gotta get. I need you to get 20 shots
gotta go, you gotta go.
because I think Fee sometimes. I'm not gonna say she forgets this, but I think Fee because she really plays. She plays the game so correctly.
Yes, that is. It can be as a flaw.
It's a flaw.
I seen her, and I sent the video to you all in the group.
Yeah.
She moves every time she moves on the offensive end, she moves with a purpose.
Right.
Defensively, she was the player of the year. I seen her play the passing lane. She was nowhere near the ball, but she seen the ball. Right hand, the correct hand, let me put
Correct hand. Mm-hmm.
in the passing lane. Tipped it, took her two to three dribbles to the basket, laid up. She's so perfect as far as playing defense. It's like, what can't you do?
She might be the most fundamentally sound player in the whole league. like when you just do everything correctly. The problem with that can be she kind of plays the correct play too much. I need Fee to go back. Remember the first two games against Phoenix, it was 42 and
You didn't
38.
get you need to go you need to go get it. Go get it.
She
Go
might
get it.
have to come
Get it
out
to the
because
point. Go get it to the point to where your teammates is passing you that ball. You kicking it out. They coming back to you like, go.
gotta go. Because what the Liberty have with Anescu, and we've seen it with the Liberty, this is the scary part. Stewart and Anescu have not shot the ball well in the same game.
Right.
And if one or both of them, and then you have John Quill Jones, who I think on another team would be a star she'd be the star on another team.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So going back for games 3 and 4, I still think the Liberty, I still think this is their time, but I think we go in the full 5.
Big shot before we end this. Do you understand that Jacquel Jones, Dwayne um Williams, and Alyssa Thomas and the Bonner chick, don't you know they was playing for the Connecticut Suns at one time?
Yeah.
Whew. Then they end up um Jones went to Liberty. I think Williams ended up going to Atlanta or Chicago. It was one
Mm.
of those two teams like that, and they kept the couple
That's a
because
rough,
they a package deal.
that's a rough front court. Bonner, John Quill, and Alyssa Thomas is rough. But listen,
Oof.
we gonna get out of here. Next Monday night, the third and final preview show. Our main man G2 Greg Jones will be in the building. We talking college hoops. College hoops, we are 3 weeks from Tuesday.
You know what?
From opening
You know
day.
what? Not necessarily. Actually, tomorrow because South Carolina is in town and North Carolina. They're here in Memphis.
Ball don't stop, man. Ball does not stop. So we'll be here previewing the NCAA season with G2. Remember, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, 94 Feet of Life, basketball for the people, by the people. Look out